What's up, people? Welcome back to another video. This time I'm gonna go over the worst rate to the best rate. Now this will include the normal raids and then the raids itself and structures and the bosses. This does not include extreme because it will be different. And with that being said, let's do this, shall we? Starting off, number 4, I got the South Raid. Now the South Raid is pretty straightforward. Pretty much like almost 90% of the time you're gonna run around and get the switches. Now don't get me wrong, the map design is really awesome. The bosses are pretty awesome. Now the only problem is just you're gonna have to run a while get certain things, get 2 switches to get the key, to get to unlock the door, you know. Fighting isn't too much, but the map design is great. Other than that, not so much. You know, besides farming for certain gears like, you know, Skyrim, South is not really, you know, my favorite to farm because, you know, there's a lot of running and not much of fighting, and just to get weapon, it'll take forever. That's why, you know, South is not like the best raid in my opinion. I say it's fun raid because you get to explore quite a bit. There are some really good accessories, you know, but other than that, not so much because the whole map is huge. Definitely way too much. But if they were able to let us to skip, you know, half the map or stuff, you know, like go straight to the boss or something, that would be amazing. But other than that, yeah, the boss fight is pretty straightforward. I really like the boss, but he is glitchy sometimes. Now this thing, I'm not talking about extreme, but for the time being, like normal, he's pretty straightforward, not too difficult to fight. And other than that, yeah, the drops are great from the chest. If you're only looking for Skyrim, yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, there's really not much to farm. If you want a bow or the ring for the special accuracy, yeah, pretty much it. South Ray is a lot of running, not much of fighting, and not many good rewards as well. Only on certain items. So yeah, that's why I put it to my least favorite raid for the normal raid. Number 3, I got North. Well, the North is a really decent map. The design is great. It's pretty straightforward because there's only 2 bosses, mini bosses to fight to get to the main boss. And there are some decent accessories to get, especially when you want the customization for the vitality and the dex. You'll be able to get it as soon as you enter the place from the right side. There's a chest, and if you kill the you know, whoever was guarding it, and then you'll be able to get the accessory. Now the other thing is that the North raid, it's definitely the easiest to farm out of any other raid. If he doesn't heal, then yeah, you'll be good to go. This will be definitely the most easiest one to farm because like the whale and the fox is really easy to kill and not much needed. Also, the accessory that gives the blade dance where that lizard is, that's definitely a great accessory to pick it up. Like the North gives a lot of really good accessories, and it's really straightforward, not much running, mostly just fighting, and it gets to the, you know, boss pretty quick. You know, like average run is probably about 5 to 8 minutes, depends how fast you kill them. It is pretty straightforward. The boss isn't too much of trouble. He's considered the easiest if he doesn't heal. Other than that, the chests drop, they're great, like Earthshakers, definitely my favorite to farm for it. It's not easy to get the combat skill, but still, Other than that, you most likely will need the dagger for the debuffer and the air shaker. Those two are pretty much it. It is really really easy to get those weapons. The drop rate isn't too bad. Well, it depends on some people, but most of the time it's pretty easy to get them. Normal raids are not too difficult when it comes to weapons, but when it comes to really good roll weapons, like god rolls and stuff, yeah, it'll be difficult. But other than that, you pretty much will get what you needed. Depends how many times you'll be farming it. Number 2, I got the West. West is definitely my favorite, one of them my favorite. I mean, because it's not the, it takes forever to get to the boss. It's just because there's a lot of stuff to do. Now, if you're looking for a speed run, well, West is probably not the fastest, but West is the most enjoyable to kill, because it does take some time and stuff. But I do enjoy killing. But like speed farm and stuff, it's not really good for the West. Also, the West gives really good accessories, like the armor, you know, the collar from in the beginning of the room, and then yeah, it's great. But the West gives a lot of accessory that's very useful, and definitely recommend to pick it up, especially the Aberron armor if you can get that. Besides that, it's pretty straightforward. The only problem will be the 6 cells that you have to fight through. Other than that, if there were no 6 cells, the West will be definitely the best one to farm. Like most people that farm West knows exactly what they want. Is the Ring of Tranquility, which it is the hardest ring to get in the entire game, the combat skill on it. Now this boss, it's definitely one of my favorite. He's always fun to fight. He's so aggressive. It is way more entertaining than bosses just sit there and do nothing. So the West is by far my favorite one to do. Other than that, yeah, if you want to get the dagger with the tiger result on it and the Ring of Tranquility stats or bulwark, it will be very helpful for the high raids and stuff. And definitely recommend to pick them up if you can. The West is not the easiest one for most people. It's not because it's difficult, it just takes too long. That's about it. Yeah, other than that, it's just time. But the raid itself, it's amazing. Even though it took me thousands runs for a long time to get what I needed, but hey, it is what it is. It is a really good raid. Definitely my top pick. Last but not least, I got the East. East and West can be swapped, depends on which one you like the most. I felt like the East will be the best for most people because you can simply just run straight to the boss. That it's by far the best thing out of any race, because some people like to skip everything and just fight the boss, and they don't want to, do anything else. I mean, you can destroy the crystals and stuff, reduces level, but it's not really necessary. But the overall, this map design is amazing. Like the features with a crystal reduce the boss level, it helps a lot. It is definitely a great feature. I wish that it's in somewhere all the other raid maps, because that would be really helpful. Now the other thing is, this map gives tons of good accessory. One of the best accessory, the Abyssal Gauntlet. You can pick it up up there by the snail. I mean the slug if you killed it. Also the Arachna armor. But other than that, yeah, the East gives the Abyssal Rings. Most people want it. The Heaven Striker, one of the best bow. And like the katana, I guess if your katana user, consider the Dragon Star is probably one of the best DPS katana in this game. So yeah, the East gives tons of good accessories and weapons. It's definitely by far my favorite to farm. If I want to get certain gears, back in the day I farmed East quite a bit. I farmed East more than most of the maps. Like West and East, I farm the most because they gives tons of good weapons and stuff. They're not easy. Sometimes you can get what you wanted, sometimes you won't get what you wanted. Other than that, the boss is pretty straightforward. It is probably the most easiest boss because you can just walk down there and kill it. He doesn't really do much, like too much. This boss is just simple, and yeah. So these are my top picks, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. And next time come back, I got other videos. Until next time.